Hello everyone, today is Saturday, May 19th, I believe, or 18th, and it's, up here in southern Ontario, it is a beautiful day. It is, right now it's around 5 o'clock. If you look at that, we're about 26 Celsius, which is just shy of 80 degrees. And 80 degrees is pretty warm for this time of year. Right now, I think average is probably maybe high 60s. But anyway, let me show you my plants that I got. Start over here. This is the first day for a lot of stuff hardening off, like my peppers, eggplant, and tomatoes mainly. Here you see all my peppers, eggplant, peppers. Here are some hot peppers, and here I got some giant pumpkins, some squash, and what have you. These have been out here for a few days, so they're hardening off quite well. Over there I got some okra, and then some kale, Swiss chard, and those are just some perennials in that container. Over here I still got those onions. I should be putting those in maybe tonight or tomorrow. I think they need to get out of there to grow any more. Here are just my spider plants. You've seen those before. And these are some leggy tomatoes that are just kind of here, as well as some more peppers. And over here are my other tomatoes. If you see, I made these little cages, if you will, and I also trimmed off the bottom leaves because they'll be taken off anyway when I plant them, so I might as well take them off now to get some nice airflow going there. And as you can see, right now I have them in the shade. They used to be over here, which this is now in the sun, but earlier in the day it was in the shade because of this giant spruce tree here. The thing's probably 40-50 feet tall. It's, you know, the diameter on there is a good 18 to 24 inches. A big tree. So it provides, you know, dappled sun here, which is what you want when you harden off your plants. You don't want direct sun for the first few days because they won't be able to take it. I mean, unless you have them out for maybe an hour and bring them in, but my goal is to leave them out all day and just transfer them between tables based on where the sun is, because that way they get used to the airflow, they get used to the heat, and they also get a little bit of sun. I have these cages, as I mentioned, I put around them because some of them are quite tall and lengthy, and if I don't have some kind of support, they're all just going to flop over. And during this hardening off process, when I'll be moving them inside at night for at least a few days and moving them out, moving around, having them flop around, I'll end up breaking a stem, or I'll end up dropping them, or who knows what. I haven't checked any of the root growth on these yet, just because they're so packed in there. But I'd imagine on some of the bigger ones, you can see some of them have some nice, pretty thick stems on them. I mean that they could actually support themselves. And this one here, look at that. That is from actually, it's a 90 degree turn. It wasn't for me, because when I had these inside, I had my lights at the maximum height. So basically what these were starting to do is they'd flatten out up against the lights. And I didn't know it was as bad as it got. Some of them actually started growing like this up around the fluorescent bulb. Thankfully they're not hot. They're not like incandescents. They get hot. They don't get hot at all, or very little. So there is minimal to basically no burning to them. And I think being out here for a few days, they'll straighten right up. As it is in this area, it's always really windy. So that is a concern of mine. Today's a nice, by all standards, gentle day. If the wind would really pick up or something, I'd move them right inside. Or if we have a cool day where there's lots of wind, they got to go inside. They can't put up with that yet. Yes, once they're in the garden they will, but I'll have them caged and staked, and they'll be real low to the ground. So the wind isn't as bad down low as it is up higher, just because of the way the terrain is here. But yeah, I mean, where I pinched off some of my peppers, they're actually starting to split. And that's something, a question I have for you. If you pinch off the tops of these as well as your tops of your tomatoes, that's something I'm not too familiar with. If you pinch off, see how this one's growing? So if I pinch this one back to here, will it send out another leader or not? I don't know, so that's why I'm not doing it. But all in all, I don't think, knock on wood, I haven't lost any of these tomatoes since I transplanted them. Nor peppers. I had one, where is it? If I can show you real quick, it's a little one. This one here looked like it was dead. So then it came back. I guess it was just a real little one. And then these eggplant, they're nice. Look at those leaves. Now my biggest thing is that hopefully the bugs don't get them. The pak choy and some of the greens that I put out, or green cold crops that I put out the other week, they're gone. The bugs, within 2 hours, these little black flies or black whatever, they basically took them out. So maybe pak choy is what they like, and they'll leave everything else alone. Again, I'm not planting, this is my first time planting things like that, as well as planting lettuces and mustard greens. So I just hope the bugs aren't too bad, because I really don't want to have to spray and be, you know, somewhat as organic as possible, especially for the clients that I'm delivering vegetables to. You know, I listed it as not using pesticides. So if I can, you know, maybe think up or find some organic pesticide, you know, soapy water, what have you, but you know, it's going to be a pain because I got thousands of feet or hundreds of feet a row and what have you. But anyway, more on that at another point once the garden looks a little bit better. But now I just wanted to give you an update on my seedlings and the hardening off process. So basically, you do it little by little every day. Give them dappled sun or even full shade for the first few days, and hopefully they'll be fine. Thanks for watching.